Hi guys, in this video we're going to be making a superhero Easter egg. We're going to have a go at a Batman themed one. So I've just got an Easter egg mould, so I'll put links to everything that I use in the description box below. We're not using the real chocolate for this, we're using some colour melts just because I got these ready dyed in black, so they taste a little bit dissimilar to chocolate, but I still like these. I've got some yellow fondant that we're just going to roll out, and we're going to cut that into an oval shape for our little logo. And then we need to create a little bat for the middle. So I'm just using some black that's ready dyed again because that's much easier. So I'm going to cut the oval out again so that I know roughly what size it needs to fit within. And then what I'll do is I'll make that then just a little bit smaller. If you've got a smaller oval cutter, you can just use the smaller cutter. I just trim little bits off the edges till you've got a yellow line that shows all the way around. So we're going to try using some little round cutters to try and get the shape that we want. So we're going to work out roughly where the middle is, and I'm just going to cut a little circle at either side of the middle. And I'll just push that together to bring it to a little point. And then I'm going to do another one just next to it at either side to give us the bottom of the bat. And I've got a slightly bigger one now for the top. So if you imagine the centre of your bat's going to be there, I'm going to push my cutter in just at the side. And again, same at the other side. Ooh, I've gone a little bit deeper with one than with the other. So we'll take a little bit more out. And then this bit up here, we'll just use a knife to cut. And we'll just try and cut two little ears out that top bit. And if you've got a little craft knife, you might find it a little bit easier than using a large knife like what I've got. Just gently press down any jaggedy edges that you've got and just check it still fits within your little logo. And then we're just going to brush a bit of water on the back to stick it in place, and then we're going to pop that into the centre of our logo. Taking our little Easter egg mould, we're just going to put our Batman logo in the centre of it so that the picture's facing downwards. And we're just going to give that a bit of a push down and just turn it over and check that looks okay. And what we want to do is try and push it around the edges. We don't want the chocolate leaking under the edges. So once you've got that pushed in, you can use your colour melts, which I've melted. Now the thing that's really good about these is that you can just melt them in the microwave. So I'm going to brush them in, and the half that we're keeping empty, we can spoon a little bit in. Now I'm going to brush it in this bit because I don't want any to pour underneath the logo. Just using a pastry brush to brush that around my mould. And we'll probably need more than one coat. So I've literally given that 10 minutes to dry, and we're just going to add a second coat. Now I've just left it at room temperature to dry, and I want to pay particular attention to the edges because that's where my chocolate is thinner. Now I haven't remelted the chocolate that I was using because it hasn't solidified properly in the pot yet, so I'm just using that again. So I've just added quickly another bit around the edges to try and thicken them up, and I'm just going to take a knife and scrape these bits off from around the edges before it's had time to set fully. Also, when you scrape the edges, you'll be able to see how thick it is. So I've given these about 3 hours to dry, and I've just left them at room temperature. So I've taken one out of the mould, and we'll try and get the other one out. And I'm just going to push them gently until they come out. There we go. Yes. Ooh, so that's come out. So we've now got our two halves that we can put together. And if you want to fill them with anything, then you can do like Smarties. So I've put the back of my Easter egg shell back in the mould just so it doesn't rock around too much while we put them together. Now you can either heat up the edges of your eggs and stick them together, or you can just add a tiny bit of your melted chocolate to a piping bag and then pipe that around the edge. So we'll just trim the edge off, and I'm just gonna put in a small amount, and I'm just gonna add some Reese's Pieces, and then we'll stick that onto there, lining it up like so. Now, none of the chocolate is squidged out of the outside of mine, but if it does, just wipe it with a knife. And I'll give that a little bit of time to set. And then what I'll do is I'll turn that back out of the mould when it's set. There you go, there you have your finished Batman style Easter egg. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other superhero egg videos. Thanks for watching.
If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.